Sri Lanka, the pearl of the Indian Ocean, strategically located, ours was a vibrant nation, busy with trade and commerce, and an emerging nation in the world economy. A nation that was suppressed, both economically and in terms of infrastructure, by the horrors of a 30-year war. Following the end of the war, a mere 5 years ago, Sri Lanka began a new era of economic and infrastructural development. With a blueprint based on a hub strategy, covering the hubs of energy, commerce, aviation, maritime, knowledge, and tourism. Towards becoming the wonder of Asia by 2020, Sri Lanka has seen phenomenal development across every sector. Notable are the developments in infrastructure across the island in the road and highway network, the beautification of major cities, and the empowerment of rural economies. This infrastructural development is set to continue in the years to come, with the skyline of Colombo ready to grow into a modern-day metropolis. But more so, the strategies undertaken have made a phenomenal impression on the economic landscape of the country. Per capita GDP has grown from just $2,057 in 2009 to $3,719 in 2014 and is projected to rise steadily year on year to reach $7,500 in 2020. Inflation, currently at 6% in 2014, is projected to reduce to 4.5% in the year 2020. Gross investment as a percentage of the GDP has risen from 24.4% in 2009 to 31% in 2014 and is projected to continue to rise to 36.5% in the year 2020. Unemployment in Sri Lanka has reduced from around 6% in 2009 to 4% in 2014 and is projected to reduce further to 3% by 2020. Both imports and exports of goods and services have risen steadily. Imports have risen from $9 billion in 2009 to $17.6 billion in 2014 and are projected to exceed $33 billion in the year 2020. Exports have risen from $11.7 billion in 2009 to $23.2 billion in 2014 and are projected to exceed $37 billion in the year 2020. The strong performance of the corporate sector is reflected by steady year-on-year rise in the all-share price index and stock market capitalization. The rapid strides taken by our nation towards becoming the wonder of Asia are in no small part due to the contribution of professional and business leaders who have placed their confidence in post-war Sri Lanka. The country's vision for 2020 sees a few key goals underlined, ranking among the top 10 countries in the Asia-Pacific region across the board, growing to be a high middle-income country, continually growing GDP and moving towards a substantial reduction of debt to GDP, to maintain a healthy employment level, and finally, to transform Sri Lanka into an emerging ICT hub. However, at this time, it is important that we continue this momentum. A mere 5 years on from the advent of peace, this new Sri Lanka is still in its formative years, a long way from developing into a thriving economy in the mold of Singapore and Malaysia, two economies that were built upon the strong foundation of a stable political environment. Much like Sri Lanka, as a nation requires to continue this momentum towards economic and infrastructural development.